Hello, Chelsea. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sounded like you were in a fucking hurricane or some shit, man.
Hold on, let me fix this. What is happening?
Live radio, man.
I know, it's weird.
All right, so Chelsea, you are live right now on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking radio. We just got done blasting Fodder and Starless.
Fucking right?
Yeah,
hello,
everybody! Hell yeah! Killer fucking shit, man. This new record is so fucking badass, dude. Like, you guys are just killing it, man.
Dude, thank you so much. We put a lot of heart and work into it for sure, and so far we've gotten a lot of good feedback on it. Can't wait for the next single coming out. That's also happening in August, as well as the album released on the 22nd of August.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, man. The reception so far has been nothing but fucking, like, really good, man. Like, everybody seems to fucking love it. We love it. It's just awesome, man.
Dude, it's so good to hear. I was very curious on the response because I know it's different, and it's pretty cool to see the term genre bending thrown in there. I'm like, that's fair. Because we just all put a little bit or all parts of ourselves into it, you know, and I feel like you can hear it, but it doesn't feel unnatural or not organic. It's very cohesive to me, but it's all very different too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I mean, it's good, and you know, like that first video, the first video that we fucking we reached out to Metal Injection to see if they'd be cool with premiering it and showing it on their site, you know, and like they get asked that a lot of times. Like I can't even say how many times, like you know, but the fact that they were like totally down with it and put up a cool article about it, that was cool right there. I was just like, yeah, man, that's what the fuck is up, dude. That's cool. Dude, right out the gates, man.
For real, honestly, that whole thing just like blew my mind. It was last minute. I didn't expect someone to pick us up so fast. So I was like, the support that we've gotten throughout the release of this album has just been incredible, and it's reaching, you know, out of the country and other parts of the world, and there's like, how do I say this? I don't know. It's just been well received in all areas, and it just blows my mind every time I hear, you know, awesome feedback. I'm just so grateful, you know. Like I said, we put a lot of heart and work into this, and you know, going through our own personal turmoils throughout the process is just, it's been a lot, but I think that's why this has been so important to us, and we're just grateful that you guys are a part of it.
Hell yeah, man. We're proud to be a part of it, you know. But you know, speaking of turmoils, I mean, yeah, you've definitely had your share. I mean, you know, Vorath was gonna play the fucking fest this year, man. Like we had already been talking about it with Joshua, and then tragedy fucking struck, you know, and that was just fucking devastating, man. But like, it feels cool in a way that things have sort of spun back around, and here we are, you know. Like, I don't know, like, but for people out there that don't know, maybe, like, can you tell us, like, what was the transition like going from that to this?
It was, honestly, it was hard. You know, Visitant was something I was a part of before Vorath, but Vorath was becoming very busy. You know, I basically was adopted into the Vorath family with open arms, and for that to just diminish or, you know, be swept out from underneath us was, of course, like we said, devastating. And then we had this release coming up, and it was just like, how am I supposed to be excited about it? you know? How am I supposed to release this and feel good about it? But I was, I kept in my heart where I was just like, I'm not doing this just for me. This is for my bandmates too. And whatever I'm going through, we're gonna like do this. We're gonna put it out there, and it's gonna kick so much fucking ass. And I think that's the passion that I put behind. It's like, I'm just putting every bit of my spirit into it, and every move we make, it goes into it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was hard. It was very hard. And it's really difficult to put it into words, honestly, because it's such a weird feeling at first, You're like, am I supposed to be doing this? And then it's just, it all ends up feeling right, because it's like, there's so many synchronicities that happen within this band where I'm just like, we can't stop. We can't stop doing this. This is our lives. Like, we're wanting to do this band for the rest of our lives. And to have a group that's on the same page, or that wants to do that, just like you do, is a really hard thing to come by. So we're embracing the fuck out of it, I'm holding on to it with all I've got.
Hell yeah. It's funny. It kind of reminds me of, because I've been watching so many interviews and listening to so much stuff about Ozzy this past week. And there's one thing that sort of what you're saying kind of reminds me of, like, whenever Ozzy went through that with Randy passing away, the way that happened back when they were like on their fucking, they were just shooting through the fucking roof, man, and everything was going good, and then that fucking tragedy happened, and it was like, what the fuck are they gonna do, and they had no choice. It was like, you gotta keep on going. You got to, like, carry the fucking flame, and same thing with Metallica, like with Cliff Burton, like,
yeah.
You just, it's kind of like that, like, I know it's a different band. I know this is a different band from that, and I'm not trying to put them together into one, but at the same time, it's like,
it's the same sentiment, same feeling. It's just like, they would want them to keep going,
Hell yeah.
And I try to think of it like that too. It's like, he'd straight up tell me, you just get out there and kick some ass. Like, he knew that Visitant meant a lot to me already. And for me to let it go, I think he would be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And there was even a point in time where, like, if we ever needed somebody to play live, that Josh had even offered to help if we ever needed it. I think he would just be proud. I'd like to think that.
Absolutely, man. 100%. 100%. I didn't know him like you guys know him. I only got to speak to him a few times, and but yeah, he definitely he seemed like that kind of person. Well,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I was gonna transition back to Visitant. Like as far as these songs and stuff, man. What do they mean to you? Like, I know you've spoken a little bit about the meanings behind some of the stuff. It's like a lot of paranormal type stuff, which is really cool. But
I think the depth of the paranormal aspect of it, it's just not. It's interesting. It's like I like to take personal experiences in life and turn them into ghost stories, so to speak, or like have that feeling. A lot of the songs that I write about are like about dreams that I've had, and a lot of times the dreams that I have involve spirits and I don't know, they're just like movies. They're so vivid. You know, I can wake up and write a whole short story based off of the dreams I have sometimes. And my mother and my grandmother always have told me, like, oh, you should just write books. Because, like, they're just so left field. And, like, where did that come from, you know? And that's kind of where I've put that energy, is just into the songs. And some of the dreams are, like, relating to personal experiences, but it always ends up, you know, embellishing on an occurrence that's already happened. For, like, example, Fodder, and I'll get into a little bit of personal stuff. We're all being transparent here. I'm not really afraid of opening up to the world so much. Fodder was, like, about... I think the song itself was about, basically, in the dream I had wandered off into the woods. I found a cottage that looked like it was made in, like, I don't know, 1300 BC or something crazy, you know, because it was made of that really old cobblestone, like, castle. And I wandered in there, and there's, like, an altar in the middle of the cottage. There's an old hearth or chimney, in there, and I saw something dripping from the flue itself, and I looked up, and one of my friends had been murdered and his body shoved up into a chimney. I know that sounds crazy. But I know it's a very strange thing to laugh at, but it's just I have a weird sense of humor.
No,
but
I totally understand.
It's so random, and then, like, my bandmates are like, it's like the Christmas song, like Santa went evil or something. I don't know, but no, but in real life, that friend that I dreamed about actually, you know, decided to opt out of life, so to speak, and I guess that's just kind of like my brain's way of dealing with it and wanting to go against odds to bring him back to life, you know. But then it's also reflecting on, like, sometimes, no matter how, like, good your intentions are, the outcome's always going to be the same. And then Starless is just, like, this is kind of like the embodiment of, like, shadow work for me. It's like taking all of this, like, hurt and grief that I feel, and you know, you'll have those thoughts of, like, vengeance, and you'll have those thoughts of what you want to do to people, but you never act on them. Mm-hmm. And I'd rather put them in the music where I can just let it go and let those feelings go. And that's kind of what Starless was for me. And that's kind of why I feel like it's actually one of the darker songs on the album. And I think it's the only one that has, or doesn't have, like, the Queen singing stuff in it. That was actually kind of experimental for me for this album.
Oh yeah, it's fucking awesome. What about the album artwork, man? I love it. It's so fucking it's ghostly looking. It's like, it's cool.
It pops.
Yeah, it does.
It's very different, and I think that's what we kind of wanted, was to stand out from typical, or not average, but metal albums always have, like, this big monster, or, you know, a lot of expansive artwork. And I wanted something more simplistic, but still was able to pop. And it was an image I took of my friend. So my friend Aria and I went out in the woods, and she was doing some modeling for me. And we used this, like, sheer sheet. Nothing in the woods, not even the sheet, was, like, I think it's like a chiffon sort of fabric, so it's sheer. Nothing in that photo originally was red. But when I started editing the images, I just kind of had this idea and started playing with, like, maybe, like, having more of, like, a matte desaturated background, and then having her as a red figure pop in the foreground. And I was like, that is so sick. And I showed her, and she, you know, she loved it. And then later on, I was like, I was so in love with that image, and also that it was really cool that a good friend of mine was involved in it, and I was like, I want that to be our album cover. And I asked her her permission, and of course she gave it to me. But it's just cool because it's like, that's my friend, that's somebody I know, so it's a little more personal, and it's just like something that I helped make as well. So yeah, that's how that one came to be.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna say, like, your photography is fucking amazing too, like, and that's really cool that you were able to mesh the two together and put that here, you know.
I think that's what's awesome about, I guess, some of the music videos. Like, we're very do-it-yourself, so to speak. We like to do it ourselves.
DIY.
Yeah. And even down to our videos, we've, other than Starless, you know, we basically have done them all ourselves, including the one that's coming up. But it's, I don't know, it allows us to have more time and freedom with what we're creating, I think. I would be more open to work with other people in the future, but I'm having fun doing this on our own, though. It's been a really cool time.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, fuck. You know, somebody was mentioning casket robbery in the chat room a minute ago. Trexter was saying that he saw you guys, or saw Vorath with casket robbery, and it was making me think to myself. I was kind of laughing to myself a little bit, because when I'm talking to you, it kind of reminds me of when I'm talking to Megan, because she sounds similar to you, like very soft-spoken and just very chill. But then when y'all get behind the fucking microphone, it's a whole different fucking world, man.
She's... Go ahead.
how do you do that? Like, how do you go from this to fucking just full bore fucking screaming like that, man? Like, it's awesome. It's badass.
It's interesting because it's like, I feel like the juxtaposition, honestly, like, that's how we feel on the inside. That's our spirit coming out when we're up there. And I know, I can't speak for her, but I'm sure she feels very similarly, where, you know, we feel so much internally. She's definitely a very empathetic person.
Yeah.
And, you know, very in tune with the spiritual world as well. And I think that's where we relate a lot with each other on. But when we get up there, it's like all that internal, you know, light is basically who we are on stage. That's the freest I'll ever feel.
Man. And I am so excited. I'm so happy that you guys are both playing the festival this year. I'm really looking forward to seeing everything that transpires, man. It's just, I think it's going to be amazing. There's going to be a lot of people there that it's going to feel like a family reunion, I think, sort of, you know?
That's kind of how I look at it too. I feel like the universe and, you know, everything has just kind of lined it up to be like that. It just feels like that to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. I got some questions for you from the people in the chat room. Thunderous wants to know what's up next for the band. Like, what do you guys have coming up next?
Okay, so the next thing we've got coming up is Michigan Metal Fest. We will be playing along with Dying Fetus and so many others, August 23rd. Time slot, not so sure yet, but as soon as we find that out, we'll let you know. After that, we will be on tour with EOT from October 3rd to the 11th, I do believe, so far. We may have some additional dates coming through here in the next few days. We'll also update you guys on that. As far as I know, well, we've got some other festivals in the works that I recall, but I'm not able to announce that yet.
Hell yeah. Another question, Carl Webb wants to know, he wants me to ask you, why are you so badass?
Oh man. I don't know. It just does. I don't know. I just woke up like this. I don't know. But thanks, Carl. I love you.
Hell yeah. So, well, for people out there that want to support you guys and buy stuff and support the band, buy merch and stuff, where can they go? Like, where's the best place? When's Bandcamp? Where's Bandcamp at, man? Fucking. So we need it.
We're waiting. We're waiting on our label to update our Bandcamp at the moment, but it will be updated. Merch store is actually in the works. We've got a lot of stuff that is from our community. We've got some people locally here in Pensacola that makes coffee for us.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna have some unique pieces like morning handkerchiefs, like Victorian times kind of shit, which is really cool, and a lot of other items that will be available. We're opening up a big cartel. We're just trying to line all that up and plan it with my friend. So soon enough. We've been needing to do that for a long time now, and we were just trying to find the right collaboration, and I think we found it.
Nice. Another question, Brandon Morningstar wants to know, how did the band name come to be?
I think I've just been obsessed with the paranormal and spirit realm since I was a kid, and I was trying to find something that looked cool, and I wanted something that was just one word, and so we can just make it big and epic. And, visitant was another word for apparition.
Yes.
But it was, a unique word to me. I was like, that sounds cool. I like that. And, yeah, I think that's about it for how that came to be.
Next question, Thunderous wants to know, where did them growls come from? Yeah, like, what influence, who influenced you to fucking sing the way that you sing?
I think that's where, I don't know, like, a lot of this is just, like, finding where my voice fit. I think I struggled so much with that when I was learning how to do vocals. And there came a point in time where I stopped trying to sound like other people because I just didn't. That's just not what my voice was wanting to do. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to belt it and do what feels right in my soul. And I just went along with it.
What kind of bands were you listening to when you were growing up that got you into this?
Loved Cattle Decapitation. I loved Goat Horror. Naglfar, like old Naglfar, Vitra era. And then I still love new Naglfar. They're one of my favorite bands. I loved Moonsorrow. I actually really loved folk metal too when I was a kid. I loved Insephirum. I loved Fintroll. Winter Sun was another favorite. I'm trying to think. Vader. He's one of my favorite vocalists.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot out there. I could go on for days. Of course, like I love Flesh God Apocalypse and Hour of Penance and all of them too.
Fuck yeah. Another question, Leo from Lisbon, Portugal wants to know, do you have any plans to come play in Europe?
Oh my god, please help me get to Europe. I just got my passport. All my guys are pretty much wanting to go overseas. So hopefully next year that's something we push for.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm ready to go out of the country too. Like, our label says we're doing really well over there in Europe. We've got a lot of friends in like Brazil as well so far, and I'm just ready to go wherever. Bring it.
Hell yeah. Speaking of your label, Exodus Stratagem, how did you get hooked up with them, man?
Actually, they originally signed Vorath, and so I gained a relationship with Jason and the rest of the guys at Exodus Stratagem, and they had a high interest in Visitant as well. They're like, we want to, whatever projects you're in, like, we want to help you grow, we want to help you be successful. And I was like, that sounds good, because I'm ready. I want to be successful too.
Fuck.
Yep. you know, we dedicate our lives to this, and I think we have a good team behind us.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, for people out there that are coming to the festival this year, what can you tell them to expect when they see you guys hit the stage, man?
I'm gonna be in a black dress. But we're just gonna fucking shred the night and unleash some brutal fucking riffs, and hopefully I'll be able to talk more efficiently when I get up there. But no, we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a party, and we're excited to see and meet so many people.
I know I talked to Quiescent Mantis. They're coming back this year, and I told them, I said, dude, you guys got to bring those fucking air mattresses back again this year, and bring more this time, man, because they brought them in last year, and they were throwing them out on the crowd, and people were getting up on them, and crowd surfing over the mosh pits and stuff.
Oh my god, I'm bringing mine.
Hell yeah.
We're all going to surf. I'm going to contribute.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be so fun. Hell yeah. I remember that, I think there was something like that going on in Michigan. Yeah, it was Michigan Metal Fest. And I think I did some photos for them during that time, and I remember seeing that. That was such a good time. They put on such a great show. I love those guys. Yeah,
those guys are crazy, man. So much energy. And, one of the cool things about this venue where we have it at is, the stage is literally, right down there in with the crowd. So it's sort of like it's like a fucking festival venue, but at the same time it's sort of also like a small club where you're in there with them, you know what I mean? It's face to face, and there's no boundaries, you can jump off the stage and get in the crowd if you want to, and we have a little platform that we put out there that kind of goes out into it, and yeah, it's cool.
That sounds cool. And sometimes, I guess to me personally, my favorite venues tend to always be the more intimate setting venues, because I like being in the crowd, and I like being able to touch my fans and my friends. I want to be present and there with them, and it's so different when you're on a big stage and you have a barricade and you're just we're so far away. Yeah. I love performing in all settings, but I just love the intimate settings.
Yeah, some of my favorite shows have always been at some of the smaller clubs. I mean, I've seen huge things too, and those have great memories as well. But there's just something about seeing a band where you're able to reach out and fucking shake their hands during a song, and just feel each other's sweat and just that energy, going back and forth, it's just, there's no barrier to it.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing like that feeling, especially when the people know the song and they sing it with you. And,
hell yeah.
And I think we'll get to that point. I'd love to see that.
Hell yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna put together a playlist. I think people have already been putting together playlists actually for the bands that are playing this year, so I don't know. But we're gonna put together an official one and put you guys in there and put everything in there so everybody can get familiar with it and know exactly what they're about to expect.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Fuck yeah.
Well, for the fans that are coming to see you guys at Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest, what kind of merch and stuff are you guys planning on bringing? Some pretty cool stuff. Can you tell us about that, or?
Oh yeah. So like I said before, we're gonna have our coffee that we have had custom roasted by my friend Summer, who works at this place called Ala Prima. It's actually her business, and we actually had a meeting to discuss the whole flavor palette. I was actually really enamored with the whole process of it all too. So, but the flavor is basically tobacco and oak, so very dark and very earthy, kind of what we represent. So we call it Briar's Blend Dark Roast. So we'll definitely have coffee. I'm going to figure out a way so people can actually taste test it. I'll probably do like pour overs or do some French press stuff while I'm there. Also, we'll have beanies, of course, with Visitant on it, mustard yellow, and then like this really cool black peppered beanie. They're very soft. We'll have the morning handkerchiefs, is what you see in like Victorian paintings and stuff, but they're customized with our V on it, our branchy V emblem, and of course they're black. We'll have tanks, we'll have t-shirts, we'll have shirts based off our album art. Yeah, we might sneak an old design from our first release in there too. But yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see you guys fucking in October and hang out and just have a good time. But I guess I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
No, just thanks for tuning in. I'm glad that there were some people that were curious and wanted to ask questions and just throw in some extracurricular stuff for our chat tonight. I've had a good time and it was just awesome talking to you. I don't think we've ever talked officially yet. Not like this.
Hell yeah.
It's like being on a phone call. It's been a pleasure, dude. Thank you so much for the time.
Yeah.
Also, like, excited to see you guys at the fest. October 10th, right?
11th.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a date for the 10th. That's right. October 11th. We'll see you there.
Hell yeah. Well, October 10th, we'll be doing a pre-fest party somewhere. We haven't announced it yet, but we'll be doing something so everybody, all the bands and crew and stuff can hang out and fucking like just chill before we go into work mode, you know?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. All right, well, before I let you go, can I get you to make us a station tag?
Yeah,
Whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is Visitant, and you're listening to Metal Devastation motherfucking radio."
Alright, I'm ready. This is Visitant, and welcome to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you, Chelsea, so much for taking the time to talk to us. I really appreciate it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some more of your tunes for these motherfuckers so they go crazy, alright?
Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you so much.
Alright, we'll talk to you later.
Alright, see you.
Cheers.
Bye.
There you have it, folks. Chelsea from the fucking band Visitant, live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, do whatever you gotta do, man. If you don't see fucking U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, what the fuck are you doing, man? Crank it the fuck up loud as a fuck. This is Vorath with Judas Blood and Vultures.